Alright, so countless attempts of this video is unbelievable. But we ain't going for a car ride, Josie. I guess you can sit in my truck with me. Anyway, yeah. So before I get started, I've made countless attempts for this. Countless attempts for this video. And lay down. Lay down. Lay down. No, you can't eat the pen, you can't eat that wire or my speaker. I think she wants to go somewhere. That's what she's trying to tell me. I'm going for a little ride. I'm going for a little ride to see your uncle. Here in a minute. If your uncle would ever answer me. She better. I know you'll fix to run across my lap. There she goes. Anyway, so yeah, before I get started with this video, I've made countless and countless and countless attempts. Come on, come on. To explain exactly what's going on and why I've been distant from social media and people lately. And I don't really know how to explain them. I'm to try to explain to the best of my ability. I know you cannot have that. No. No. Can you just like be a good girl and not shoot everything in sight? I hope your father is, or my father is seeing this. No. Yeah, chew on the bottle. I don't really care what else you do, but anyway, so let me get to the point of this video before, I don't know, my storage runs out or something. Get hair all over me. So, a lot of people I've been asking, what's wrong? What's wrong? English, what's wrong? Why haven't you been active lately? Why haven't you been texting back? Why have you not been talking to me? And it's not just one person. I haven't really been talking to anybody. If you call me, like on my number, or text me on my number, I'll probably respond. But I just haven't been on Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat or TikTok, anything, except for maybe just like a couple minutes, and then I'll get off. But I'll just scroll through my feed real quick and then, just get off. Now I know I have some messages on Instagram that I gotta check at some point, because it might be important, but it's mostly just people inviting me to lives because they want more viewers on their lives than what they've been getting. But so I'm not gonna start by the beginning of where it all started, how it happened, and everything like that, because I've explained that already in my last live. I'm probably gonna post this on Instagram, more than likely. But like I said, I'm not gonna be active for a couple days, maybe. I don't know. I'm taking some time off. to work on myself, reflect, and, you know, just focus on me. Try to get my mind off of all this and try to find some way to, you know, get past this. And I've beaten suicide depression, so positive I can get through this. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. But so yeah. So for those of you who have been asking the same question over and over and over again, what's wrong? This video's for you. Okay, so this is what happened. So my ex-friend Edward, he's Chastity's cousin. Well, I think we were in his life, maybe. I think we're in, I think we're in his life, cause we were talking. Okay, this what we were talking on Facebook Messenger one night, and we were coming up with a song idea for. Well, we were talking about. Well, I called him because I wanted to pitch him an idea of Broken by the Bottle, which I probably will be doing anyway, because me and him are not friends anymore. And yes, I took the video down, and no, I'm not putting it back up. But that's the point of this video. Anyway, so I pitched him an idea of taking Broken by the Bottle and still having the duet version as a version and keeping it posted. But since this happened, you know, I took it down. But I pitched him an idea of making a solo, like just not a duet, but making a solo of the same song and just taking each one of our verses. Like, I'll take my verse and keep it, and he'll take his verse and keep his, and then I'll take his verse out of my version and put my own verse in it. Since we already have the duet version memorized, that we can sing it, re-sing it if we have to, everything. Because, you know, it starts off like, Baby, tapping and got my head on, someone at the door hitting to my pickup, sitting here praying, hoping she'll crank up. Yeah. Going down the road, I just teared up. Memories got my heart on lockdown. Flying too damn fast, making this dust flying down this old dirt road. Every night we get broken by the bottle. Try and drain your memory, but it ain't working. Just keep on drinking till the pain don't find us. Cause it'll find us. Got my phone face down so it don't see a picture. Cause if I see that damn picture, I'm gonna call her, tell her I miss her. That's my verse of the chorus. So, yeah. So then he wanted to go live on Instagram. I was like, well, do you want me to start one or you want to start one? We were still friends at this point. So he said it doesn't matter. So I said, okay, I'll start one. Go on Instagram and I'll start one. Then I get a notification he starts one. So I end my live. Go on his live. Did not look. So, you know, on Instagram how you can look down where people would, you know, comment on the video and it shows who joined and you can wave to them and everything. Yeah, I failed to see that Chastity had joined the live. This is the first time I talked to her or even heard anything from her in, at this point it was close to 3 months. Which was on purpose. I was testing a theory. That theory proved to not work. But I failed to see that she had joined. And the reason why I say that is because there's some things that I will say that I don't typically want Chastity to hear. But at this point, I already let out basically everything. Because when I was with her, I never cussed around her. She didn't know I drank. So yeah. Everything that was happening before she had found out this particular day, like when we were together, I think she found out that I was just putting on a show the whole time. But there's also an upside to it. Whether I was putting on a show or not, it was also helping me beat not doing that because, I want to be around her all the time. So while being around her all the time, it was like I was trying to, like, okay, so didn't drink, didn't cuss, didn't do any of this other stuff around her at all. Not even if she, like, not even when she wasn't looking. I didn't even do it, even if she wasn't looking. But as long as she was around, I didn't do it. So, like I said, I want to be around her all the time. So, with her being around, like I said, I didn't do it. So it was helping me beat it to where I didn't do it, and it worked for a while until I got into a toxic relationship and drove me right back to it, just more excessive than before. So, most of y'all probably know where this is going now. But for those of you who are still watching and don't know where this is going, I'll finish up. So, anyway, this live turns into a feud because it's me, Chastity, Edward, and Edward's ex, Cheyenne, which there's this thing with Edward where once he starts saying that the breakup was his fault, there's just going to be an argument. So, before this happened, he told me to make a group with him, Chastity, me, Cheyenne in it. So, well, as soon as he says the breakup was his fault, I leave. Right then there. I leave and I make the group. So, when Chastity finds out that the group is made, she leaves live and she joins the group because I called the group, she joins. I had to call it twice because I had to give everybody the chance to get out of the live. So she joins and she's like, they're fighting. I'm like, I could have told you that was coming. So at this point, I'm like racing up. Like, I'm racing to what I'm saying because I know that it's a matter of time before they join. And at this point, it's just one-on-one, me and Chastity. First time that this has happened in a while. Well, just me and her one-on-one. So I have time to say a little bit of what I want to say, but not a whole lot of time. Because I would need, like, at least an hour to get through to her what I want to get through to her. Which, that's where songwriting came into play. Why I started writing songs again. So, every song I would post, you would see, I would think. And that's where all my stories come into play. Trying to, I was trying to make a story and say something along the lines of, to where it didn't feel like I was directing it directly towards her, but it was also sending a message towards her that she knew it was towards her. I know I'm not making any sense right now, but anyway, I'm gonna ramble. I'm already rambling. I'm gonna keep on rambling until I get to where I want to discuss the point of this. So anyway, couple weeks, days, whatever, months down the road. Actually, let me back up. So Edward and Cheyenne get into the call with me and Chastity. Cheyenne joins first, then Edward joins. And just the look on Edward's face when he joins is just like he's mad and sad. Like he's pissed off and sad. Like he had that look as like a little kid shits his pants on the playground. That's what the look on his face was. And I already had like a beer. I was drinking beer from the moment the live started. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, so I was at least calmed down enough to the point where I could tolerate it and didn't really care what I said. I was gonna tell him the truth, and whatever came out, and there's nothing he could do about it. which there's another scenario that I will explain where that happened and it did not come out in my favor. I will explain that in a minute. So, he's kind of like leaving, joining, leaving, joining, leaving, joining. So, when he leaves and keeps joining, we don't stop the conversation. We keep it going. You want to get here? Okay. So yeah, we don't stop the conversation. We keep it going. The conversation's not stopping for him. Because one, it really don't involve anybody really, but it's just a conversation where if you want to be in the conversation, you can be in the conversation. If you don't, then you just don't say anything. So I'm listening to the conversation, but I'm not involved yet. So then, Cheyenne has not left at this point. She had not left the call for even 1 second. So Cheyenne ends up saying, okay, so Cheyenne ends up asking the question. It's like, so did y'all used to date or something? It's like, is she your ex? And I think she was directing it to me, because she said, is she your ex? So I think she was talking to me, but she said, is she your ex? And Chastity looks at me through the camera, I look at her through the question, through the screen, and I'm like, yeah, we used to date. And Shannon was like, why did y'all break up? And I was like, we both said personal problems simultaneously at the exact same time. It was weird, but kind of comforting. You wouldn't understand that if you would only understand that if you had the history and feeling that I have. What are you barking at? Josie. Come here. Come on. I know you can get up here. You've done it twice. Anyway. Sit. 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 I didn't say level me, I said sit. Anyway. You got bugs in your mouth. You need a bath. I'll give you a bath. I know you hate baths and you act like you're getting stabbed. But y'all don't understand, when she gets a bath, it's not a bath to her, it's murder. It sounds like she's being murdered when you give her a. She's like, it gets really. She cocked her head to the sideline and she went. But it's like you're killing her when you give her a bath. Yes, you're gonna get one today at some point in time. I might not be the one giving it to you, but you're gonna get one. Can you, like, sit? Sit. Sit. Sit or go somewhere. Are you contemplating it? Yeah. I have to take this off. Look, this is how dirty she is. How dirty she is. Even my seat's dirty. She just licked me on the face. Anyway, so yeah. Where's that? Okay, so yeah. Cheyenne asked, so hear me out. Why don't you get back together? Actually, let me back up just a little bit. So, yeah. So me and Chastity said that silent place said personal problems. So then Cheyenne asked, so why don't you get back together? And I look at Chastity, and Chastity looks at me, and we're both trying to, like, come up with the answer as to why, because we really don't know why. At least I don't know why. She might have some reason that she didn't want to say, but at least I don't know why we hadn't gotten together. Cause she was like, it's like I was like, um, I'm like trying to think of the answer, trying to think of the answer. There's a long pause because there's nothing but silence for like a couple of minutes or a couple seconds, and finally I was like, you know what? I just don't see the point. I was lying my ass off. I was lying through my teeth when I said this. She's going through her own stuff. I'm going through my own stuff. We're both going through shit right now. So I said, we're just going to work our shit out and then hopefully get back together. Lying my ass off. Because I was not going through anything. I wanted Chastity back so bad at this point that I was willing to do anything to make that happen. And I was trying bullshit. I was trying stuff that didn't even make sense, but it was to a point to where anything was worth a try. Because there couldn't be anything worse that could happen. And then worse happened. Anyway, so Cheyenne's like, hear me out. Just hear me out. Why don't y'all get back together and then work on y'all's problems together? So, my response to that towards Chastity is, I'm like, well, she does kind of have a point. She does have a point, kind of. I said, because when we were together, you did tell me all your problems, and I did take them and make them go away. And then Chastity says this. Well, these problems are bigger than you. I don't think you can help. To which my response is like, yeah, you're probably right. Even though I know I could help. But she don't want to admit that. I still don't know what she thinks of me. I don't know if she thinks I've changed or what, but I'm slowly starting to not care more and more at this point. These videos are probably helping. And, anyway. So, yeah, so that ends that conversation. Then Tater joins. Or Edward, we call him Tater, but he joins. He's like, so, what I miss? I'm like, not much. So, Chelsea ends up saying, well, I'm gonna get some sleep. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Who's call? Shiloh's call. So that's just me, his depression, and him. You know, I want to leave the call so bad, but I'm trying to be a friend at this point, to be supportive, to try to help him through this trying time. But what you gotta understand about his depression is he's gonna make you feel bad for him, and he's gonna make you cry, or he's gonna make you want to cry or slit your wrist, because he's gonna tell you the most depressing stuff you have ever heard. Like, every time he gets depressed, there's something new he's gonna tell you. Some traumatic experience has happened to him since that last depressing moment and that one and the next one. Some traumatic experience has happened that he has not told you yet. So, I know I shouldn't be laughing at this, but I could care less. Because he's dead to me. Anyway. So, yeah. He goes suicidal and he... I don't know why the call ended at some point, but at some point it ended. And he calls it back. And Chastity answers like, yes. And I'm like, well, your cousin is suicidal, so help. And she's like, she says... The only thing she says is don't do it, and then she leaves and goes back to sleep. I'm like, yeah. Big fucking help. So, then again, it's just me, him, and his depression. And I'm like, oh dear Lord, help me. So, I'm up at least 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours, trying to prevent things going from bad to worse. And I ended up succeeding with the help of, well, I ended up having to hand the problem over to somebody else. Because I was tired and I wanted to go to sleep. But I couldn't go to sleep because I told Chastity I'd make sure he wouldn't do anything because it's probably going to be up all night anyway. But little did I know I was actually going to be able to sleep that night. So, yeah. So, going on. After this whole little entourage happened. That's not the right word. After this whole little, let's see, what word am I looking for? Episode happened. So, at some point, we all get added into a different group with other people. Some of which I don't even know. And I'm at work, so I'm not really paying attention to what happens. So, when I get off work, I open up Instagram and I see that I'm in like another group, and this group is just going on. There's so many texts. Finally, I read through all the texts that have happened between the time I got added to the group and to the end, because I was reading them fast as hell. The only part I didn't like was somebody was flirting with Chastity. This guy's name is Connor, and I'm saying his name because I don't have no respect for him. Now, if you don't know where this is going, then you don't know me at all. So, anyway, if you still don't know what's going on at this point or where this is going, keep listening. So, when I see that this guy's hitting on Chastity, text her. Like, promise me that, because you know, I miss her, I love her a lot. So, I text Chastity, I'm like, hey, can you promise me that you won't get in a relationship with Connor and everything, and that we might get back together someday? To which her response is, or was, I told him I don't want a relationship, and I told you I don't want a relationship, so stop. I'm not going to get a relationship with him. So she answered my question. But she also kind of got a little bit irritated at me. Which I expected to happen. What I didn't expect to happen was her to lie. Chastity, if you're saying this, yes, you lied. You don't want to admit that you lied, but you lied. So, let me explain how I know you lied. Not even a week after she had told me that. Keep in mind, she's told me that she didn't want a relationship several times after I've asked her out. Over and over and over and over again. Because in my mind, I'm thinking if I get back with Chastity, that's going to be the only thing that's going to fix this depression and get me back to normal. And my plan wasn't, yes. I planned my whole life out with Chastity, yeah. That was the plan. But what my plan was at this point in time was to try and get Chastity back, stay with her just long enough to where I can rebuild myself, get my confidence back, go back to my normal self, and then if she still wants to break up at that point, at least let me down easy so it doesn't break me again. Josie! Come on. Come on. Sit. 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 No. Sit. Good girl. Anyway, so not gonna let you fight that other dog. Anyway, so not even a week after she had said that, Tater lets me in on some news. He tells me that Chastity and Connor are together. And I kind of don't want to believe him, but the thing with Tater, when he lies, he's eventually going to tell you the truth shortly after that. This time, that didn't happen. And I'm like, okay, are you going to eventually tell me you're just playing? That they're not actually together? So, since he's not telling me that, I'm starting to get a little bit worried. It's starting to my depression's starting to kick in. So, eventually we get on the topic of dropping out of high school. Now, as a lot of you know, I didn't drop out. But he's 16, so he's going into 11th grade this year. I think. Yeah, he would be a junior this year. But he said he was dropping out. And when he said that, I said, well, if you drop out of high school, you're a dumbass. So, with that being said, to which his response was, so you're calling me and my dad a dumbass? I said, well, if your dad dropped out of high school, then I'm calling you y'all dumbass. He got mad at that. Now, in a way, you could say he can't handle the truth. Because, I mean, you are a dumbass if you drop out of high school. Because, you can't get a job without a high school diploma now. There's very few places that don't require you to have a high school diploma to get the job. But there's a majority of the places do require you to have a high school diploma to get the job. Like, a lot of fast food places are requiring you to have a high school diploma now to get the job. Which luckily I pushed through and got. Jesse, you have messed up my tassel. Yes, I have my tassel hanging on my rearview mirror. But as I was saying, well, I mean by what I said she messed up my tassel. What I mean by that is she has tangled it up, tied it in knots. I tried to grab my drink before that happened, but well. Don't drink that. You will be Josie. Josie, no, stop. No. No. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to give her Advil PM or something. I'm definitely leaving my house today. I'm gonna do something for a couple hours. Josie! Oh god, it's gonna be a long day. I'm getting to the end of the story, by the way. I hope the seizure does the same thing to her what it does to me. It just makes me more tired. You're standing outside all day. She's about to be running laps around the yard. You hyped up that quick? Anyway. So. So where was that? Yeah, so a lot of places require you to have a school diploma. So, he gets mad, we get into finals and that. Well, that exact same night after we done had our fight and established that we were no longer friends anymore, I text Connor, I'm like, so you're with Chastity? Question mark. Eventually he says yes, I'm like, no, good luck. And then I go into the group that was me, Tater, and Chastity. And I'm like, good luck, and I tell her everything I want to say, and I leave every single group. Just recently, she blocked me. So, there's nothing I can do now. I mean, yeah, I got my other accounts to contact her through, where she hasn't blocked me. I don't think, at least. I'm really kind of afraid to check, but I checked yesterday. She didn't have it blocked on my music account. But I think the only reason she didn't block me on my music account because I don't really message anybody on there. I just, unless it's like a record label or something, I would message them. But I usually just post my music there and that's it. Nothing else. I would contact her through there because that would just be pity or something. Desperate. She's with Connor, so yeah, she lied. Oh, I told Connor I didn't want a relationship. I'm not gonna get a relationship with him. 3 days later, you're in a relationship with him. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna tell him you're not gonna get a relationship with them, all right? Yeah, because you're already in a relationship with them. Try not to get pissed off. I'm trying so hard. I took Adderall this morning, so. So, yeah. That's what's been bothering me. Her getting with Connor. Because no matter how bad I want to lie and say, oh, I don't care about her. I don't care if she's with anybody. I don't. If she's happy, she's happy. I can say all that, but there's a difference. I mean, obviously, there's a difference between what you say and what you mean. And there's a difference, like, just like how there's a difference between what you say and what you do. I can say I don't care. I can say if she's happy, she's happy. I can say she can be whoever she wants to be in a relationship with. And although all that may be true, it's not true to me. Now, yeah, she can be in a relationship with who she wants to be in. That part I can stand by and say I actually believe that. But the matter, the matter of the fact and the truth is, I don't want her to be with anybody except me. That's the bottom line right there. Just, I want to be with her. Now, I am slowly starting to. I mean, it's still kind of tough on me to get through this, but I'm still kind of, starting to move on. finally, after 2 years of pain and suffering and all this and that. And I've said it multiple times. I've tried moving on and it just hasn't worked. But the one thing that I said before that I can't say now is I can't move on because I'm starting to. I've already asked another girl out, and hopefully we'll be going on a date soon. I mean, I've already asked her about it, and she said she'll see. She said maybe. It's not a no, so there's a step. But if she says she knows she is. But I mean, as you can tell, I'm not faking a smile right now. I'm not forcing it. Like if I laugh like I am now or smile, it's real. I'm not faking it anymore. Cause like when school was going on, putting on a fake smile every day, fighting through the day like everything was alright. The only person who knew anything about, the only person who knew everything was not okay, like I was putting on the show like it was my brother. I mean, this dude was there for me. Jackson Mills. He was there. He was there through every moment of it. I mean, he's one of the people that like, well, just forget about it, move on. I mean, yeah, you could say all that, but yeah, you could say that, but whether it happens or not, it's just up to reality, really, or up to whatever spiritual force makes things happen. Like whatever happens, happens. Everything happens for a reason, I guess. Used to stand by that. I don't know if I want to stand by that anymore, but I still believe in God, yeah. But when everything happens for a reason, I don't know if that's totally true or not. I really don't know why COVID happened, but we sometimes we don't have answers. But yeah, so I'm I'm gonna get with somebody else. Hopefully the girl I'm talking to now, and hopefully it holds out longer than me and Chastity did. Gonna have to beat 3 years though, so I got a long way to go. But if it lasts past October, if it lasts 3 years, about a third year in October, if it's past the month of October the 11th, if it lasts after that, that's longer than me and Chester were together because we broke up. We started dating in 2017, July 28th, and broke up July 19th, October 11th. I mean, 2019, October 11th. Got together 2017, January 28th. Got together 2017, July 28th, and broke up 2019, October 11th. Yeah. But yeah, that's what's been bothering me. I know I didn't explain it that well, but yeah, I mean, I guess I'm trying to better myself for her, considering what she said. Like, she said Connor makes me feel good, makes me feel good about myself, supports me. I was supporting you. I was trying to make you feel good about yourself. Whether I can make that happen was up to you. Let that encourage you or not. But I mean, this is the thing, though. You live in Alabama. Connor lives in something. This director of Chastity, by the way. So Chastity, you live here in Alabama. Connor lives in a different state. Now, I'm not trying to be controlling when I say this. I wasn't trying to be controlling when I asked you to promise. I know I was being controlled, but I wasn't trying to be. I'm not trying to be controlling when I say this. But if you were choosing between me and Connor, think about this for just listen to me for just a minute and at least consider what I'm saying. Okay, that was weird. I'll get the pistol out because I think I saw what I saw, right? I'm about to go over there and kill it. I think a snake just fell out of the tree. But so yeah, so yeah, okay, so Connor lives in a different state. You live here in Alabama. What are the chances? Okay, first of all, it's been scientifically proven that 90% of long distance relationships don't work anyway. What if you're that 90%? I mean, you're gonna say this is that other 10%, but just say it's part of that 90%. What then? What's your plan if it don't work out? Because I can guarantee you that Connor is not. That sounds so Yankee right now. I'm gonna get my Connor answer back. I can guarantee you that Connor is not gonna travel from his state to Alabama just to see you. I can guarantee you that. Tater knows that. I know that. Cody knows that. Dalen knows that. Christian knows that. All the boys know that. Everybody knows that Connor's not gonna get up off his ass and travel to Alabama to see you. And just to let you know, the fact that he does come to Alabama, better hope I don't find out. Because I've already told some buddies about this. And they have nothing to lose. And they vowed me with their life that they would be there to back me up if I get in a sticky situation with him. Now, yeah, there's going to be a fight, but I guarantee you I'm not going to lose this fight. Josie, stop. Listen, God, what did you get into? You're so wet. Anyway, yeah, so Connor's in a different state, and he's not going to travel from his state to Alabama to see you. So, yeah, but I told you that, so when we were dating, we didn't see each other a lot. That was one of your main concerns, why you didn't want to get back together, from what you told me, that, Josie, stop. But yeah, that was one of your main concerns, why you didn't want to get back together. Because when we were together, we didn't see each other that much. But Josie, I'm fixing to. I know you're a puppy, but you're really getting on my nerves. But yeah, so that was one of your main concerns. But I did promise you that if we did get back together, that I would make time to see you. I said I would drive over to your house and see you every day after school. I would pick you up from school if I had to. Why is FedEx just... FedEx is like, just parked on the side of my property with their car off. That's weird. But, so, yeah. I promised you that. And, um, I promised you that, and I stand by that. I will do that. But I gotta know a couple things before I even consider giving you a chance again. I gotta know if you can trust me and if I can trust you. If I have to show you in some sort of way that you can trust me, I will. But you're gonna have to do the same. Because, I mean, so far, everything that I thought about you has turned out to be wrong. I used to think you were this perfect girl that I kind of had that feeling that like a mother feels about her child. Oh, she can never do anything wrong. My baby, she wouldn't do that. Yeah, that's kind of not the exact same thing, but similar to it. I bet there's so many things up under that tarp. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I thought. That you were this perfect girl for me, and that we would always be together. I mean, what about what I was holding on to? What I said? When I said true love never dies? I fucking meant that. When I said true love never dies, I was standing by that. That I meant that. Because what the love that I felt for you was true. Like, I mean, we were living a love story. I mean, like, look back at everything we said to each other, everything we've talked about, everything we planned out, and you just want to throw all that away? I mean, you said you don't feel the same way about me anymore, but there's got to be a reason. I mean, tell me that reason. Like, what's the reason behind that? Like, why? Come on. Why do you not feel the same way? And I'm gonna stop right here for a minute. Everybody that was asking what's wrong, you can shy away from the video now, because just to sum up what I said, what's bothering me is how Chelsea got with Connor, and she lied to me and said she wasn't, and she did anyway. That's what's bothering me. That's why I've been distant lately, trying to deal with that. But anyway, so Chastity, there's got to be a reason why you're thinking all of this. Tell me, just talk to me. Just tell me everything. I'm willing to just sit here and listen. There's got to be some explanation that you can give me to make me see why you chose to do this. I mean, because as far as I'm concerned, there was no reason for us to, I mean, yeah, dealing with your own problems, but there was no reason to not get back together at the point that it was suggested. She got that energy drink in her. Sit. I'm gonna have to give you some dope. Some puppy dope. And, so yeah. Jesse, if you get shot, it's not my fault. Yeah, eat that. Get off my food. But I'm gonna do that again. You're getting spanked. That's your last warning. Josie, stop. But Yeah, Chesty. So, there's got to be some sort of explanation behind why you're doing this. There's got to be some reason. Because, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing that was stopping us from, building our relationship back up. And that, I mean, stop! You should, you should have known when we broke up that there's gonna be something was gonna get lost and we're gonna have to rebuild it. Okay, I'm going inside because you are way too wired. I shouldn't have poured that in the truck. I should just left it in my truck and poured it out where you couldn't get to it. But that's the end of this video.